So let's create a component to render the post. So in the home directory under components, I'm going to create a new file, and I'm going to call it post dot, or just single post.jsx. So as usual, post equals React dot create class. Open it up here. And what we're going to do at this point is something a little different, because each post that's rendered needs to be rendered with this single post. So what we're going to do is we're going to pass the post ID as a property to this function. So let's just type render and let post ID equals, and then the post ID. This props post ID. Now, something I like to do, if we're passing multiple properties and they're always passed in as this props and then the name of it, what you can do is you can actually do this. So just wrap your variables in these curly brackets, and let's say I also had a post image and whatnot, and this would say basically each one of these is equal to this dot props dot whatever it is. So it's really useful when you're using multiple ones. And right now I'm just going to console log post ID and then the post ID and return div. Whoa. There. So what we're going to do is we need to map the posts. Actually, let's get to that after. Let's add a couple tasks in here so that we can actually pull them out and see what we're working with. So username Nick, this is my first post. Hit save, and I should set it to automatically reset these to default empty when we save it. This is another post, and then something you'll really enjoy. So now I've got 3 posts, and I want to pull them out down here. So now to render posts, we need to create a couple methods here in the home file. So one of them is going to be called get posts, and we're going to pass it an ID. And the other one is going to be called render posts. So what we're going to do is the get post is just going to return all of the posts. Actually, I don't need to pass it an ID. So get posts, let's just do return posts find fetch. And then from here in render posts, we need to return this get posts, and then we're going to type map, and we're going to call it post here and put a little fancy arrow to an object. We can end that with a semicolon. And we're going to return the post component with the post being sent as an attribute or a property. So let's end that with a semicolon as well. And what we need to do is in here in the main body, I'm going to put a line break there, and then I'm going to call this render posts. So let me have a quick look over here, make sure it's all good. Looks all good. So let's go back here, and what we need to do is in post, see, there we go. In posts, I'm just returning this. So let's do class name is card, and then in here, let's go with an h3 tag, and here, see this property, that's what I'm expecting to get, and so the post is the only property that I'm setting over here. So I'm going to, in curly brackets here, I'm going to put post user, and then in a paragraph tag, I'm going to put post content. And save. And so to recap, what we're doing is we are mapping the results of this function to basically this, and this is a new way we can actually pass each item from these results over as post to this little block here, which returns the component, and we pass the post through with the property name of post. So in the post component, we can reference the entire post as this from this props. So if I go back here and refresh, I've got 3 there, and this is not working. What have I done wrong? So I'm going to pass the ID along as a key property here. So post._ID. And the reason why I wasn't rendering the posts is because I forgot to add the brackets here so that it runs this function. So if I save that, go back here and refresh, I'm going to see this. Now I'm going to, let's say, add a few of these here. And the great thing about React is when something changes, it scans the document, and you'll see over here React IDs, and it performs a diff of the current content versus the new content and only rewrites the portions that need to get rewritten. So it's a lot faster, and that's why it's better to scale using React than Blaze. Second post of mine, which will be a bit longer. So I'm going to style this up a bit, and I'll be right back.